Yesterday was for you. Today is for me. Today is mine. By the way, this is my revenge. I'm telling you all one time. So part 3. Listen, there's 3 parts. If it is you did not see part 1, go all the way back. Click below and you'll find the playlist. Go check it out. Check out part 1, then check out part 2, then come back here and chill. Because this is the last video. After I make this and I'm making any more, we going back to cooking videos. You hear what I'm telling you? Because all I like too much drama and all I question them are too much. So now I have to go through the entire fiasco just for all to get some peace of mind. You see how I love y'all? Anyway, let's get into part 3. So, my birthday passed. Only excuses I don't realize already you stolen until we reach your birthday so you could get a 1100 Timberland that I say I'm not buying. Why am I going to be making $500 a week to take all my money to buy a Timberland for you? A man that working and making his own money? Not me. It's not me. Anyway, I was young and I was dumb, but I kind of wise up at that point in time and I said, you know what, you trying to use me. Okay. So a few days after his birthday came, he got an excuse why I didn't have this Timberland. Day after the birthday came, he got an next excuse why I didn't have this Timberland. So he called me like the Friday and he was like, we're doing tomorrow. And I was like, I'm not sure. He was like, I want you to invite you home by me. I want you to come and meet my family. I say, oh, okay. I say in my mind, I wonder if my phone will be waiting there for me as a little surprise because I mean. So I say, okay, no problem. You know, mine a little back and forth, to go, to not go. But as I told you all, he was a well-spoken, soft-spoken, well-dressed, kind of guy. You wouldn't expect him to fucking rob you on a maxi. You know, you wouldn't expect that. So, you know, I being young and naive again, I say, well, okay, I could come out of this. The Saturday came, and my belly, you know. I haven't eaten for the morning. I sit down here, lie down here, having this conversation with you all because you also invested into the drama. I have to answer these questions. Anyway, let's get back to the thing. So that was a Friday. Saturday morning, I was home. Right now, I want to let you insert this information. I was an Adventist. I grew up as an Adventist. And at that point in time, I used to go to church off and on. Right? So the Saturday, I did not leave home. I left home the Saturday afternoon. I went and I met him by his taxi stop. I'm not telling Oli where it is. I'm not telling Oli his name. I'm not doing it. We went by him. We went by his home. So after I met his family and, you know, we exchanged our little pleasantries and thing, we sat in the gallery. And this was like a 3-seater. This was like a 3-seater chair. And I sat in the middle and he came and he sat on my right-hand side. So we talking and all y'all are adults. We as adults know when somebody wants something from us. We know, right? So I realized the vibes change. I find the air started to get a little thick. You know what I mean? I don't need to explain all this because we are adults. The air started to get thick, right? Now in my mind, I say, no, wait. You what? After you try to use me, trying to scam me. My birthday passed. You promised me something. You didn't give it to me, making excuses, and you want to touch me. I was like, okay, are we getting out of this situation one time? So I find he started to get a little cuddly, and I just kind of inch around a little bit. I inch to the left, and about 2 minutes after, I find he inch more up on me. So I kind of inch more to the left, and every couple of minutes, I find you inching a little closer. But every time I inch so, I find you inching so. I was like, nah, why had to get to this situation? How did I get out of this situation? My brain I started to think about all the different things I could do and say that going to get me out of this situation because I realize, you know what, that's it. I done. I'm not doing this. I don't want to see you no more. I could. I realize you want to take from me. So you just want to take that. I said, dummy. I say, all right, okay. All right. Yesterday was for you. Today is for me. Today is mine. So, so after all the inching around, I realized I can't inch around no more because I don't almost reach on the end of the chair. And you just there for Mr. Man to take his left hand and rest it on my good leg. When I see that, when I feel that, I just take his hand and I move it one time. I say, God, I'm going to put on my facial expression. I'm going to put on my facial expression for you. Yeah, what happened? Say nothing. Everything okay? Say. Yeah. You know, I went to church this morning. You watch, ma. Is that serious? Okay. And the things the pastor talk about this morning, that's my facial expression, It really touched me, you know. It stayed on my mind. Now, let me tell you a little something. I did not go to church. I did not want to go to church. I was home in my bed. And when my mother was leaving for church, I was home in my bed. And when my mother was getting ready for church, my mother said, you have to come to church today. And I was like, no, I don't want to go. And she was like, I am telling you, you have to come to church today. And I was like, no, I don't want to go. And she was like, I am telling you, you have to go to church today. And I was like, so I don't have a choice. And she was like, no. I was like, but God gave us free will. And that was when the mic dropped and she realized, but wait. Okay. She used it against me. And she didn't come wrong me again. She just leave my home. She realized, you know what, I could deal with you another time. But I tell her only the truth because I was really home. I didn't go to church. I feel as though he was a little considerate when it comes to religion. And I was like, the pastor talk about being celibate until marriage. And I really think that's something I want to do, you know. And he went, okay. Nothing. And I was like, that's really something I would like to do. Oh my God. Oh, good. And at that point in time, I think something happened. I needed to get up. I was praying he needed to get up. Because when he got up, I take out my little old phone. And you know, you gotta make the phone ring. That was the fastest I made my phone ring. Hold ya. I make that phone ring. And when that phone ring, God, I need to get that phone. I need to show you what I do. Oh, God. This was the revenge. When that phone ring, one time, that's how we done walking back on the hall. You know, I'd ask for water. I asked back about water. I said, thirsty. Boy, I when I make that phone ring. Boy, when I make that phone ring, I just do so. Hello? True? Serious? I coming home now. I got my bag. I have to go. Here, But wait. Is everything okay? Yeah, no. My sister come. I need to go. You want me to walk here on the road? No. It's okay. I'll call when I reach home. Call. When I reach home. Call. Let's just say days later, he was calling my phone and he didn't get through. The day that I answered that phone, bitch, it was a completely different person he get on the line. It was like I was a nice, loving, caring young lady all the time, and I just turned into a wicked girl. I don't mean it in a bad way, but you see, when I get turned off, I got really turned off because I realized I've been genuine with you and you moving with strategy with me. And I didn't like that. So now if it is you had really meant to buy me a phone or get me a phone for my birthday, probably want to buy that Tim's for you. But would I get something nice for you, I wasn't buying the Tim's. I wasn't going to buy that Tim's, I swear. I wasn't going to. You could do that for yourself. Why I must take all my money to do that for you? But anyway, I just immediately turned into a wicked girl. I don't mean a wicked girl like to take your money. I don't mean it like that. I just turned into a real mean girl. I was like, when does he? I never from here for a couple of days. We're just gonna call your phone because I didn't want to speak to you. He was like, you serious or you joking? I was like, I sound like I'm joking. He was like, you serious? I was like, but I just tell you I'm not joking. He was like, yeah, what? I'll call you back a little later when you're feeling a little better. Him calling back later didn't really make a difference because I answered the phone and I was still mean. And he continued calling for days after. I stopped answering the phone and then he realized, okay, she really serious. And that was it. That was the last time I heard from him. That was the last time I spoke to him, and that was over 18 years ago. So that's the end of the story. I appreciated how we bonded over the story time. I really did. So maybe, just maybe, if you all behave good in the comment section, I might give all your next story time. Because I like this. This was fun. And I have so much crazy experiences. So much crazy shit happened to me. And so much crazy shit I did. I feel like I need to share it with you all. Anyway, I hope all enjoy this whole segment. I hope all get a good laugh. But one thing I would definitely say is me at my age and the age that I was at, we didn't have access to a whole lot of information, like how the generations after us have had access to a lot of information. And just like how I explained this situation to you all, I explained it to my daughter and to my son so that they grow up with these things, keeping these things in mind. This is how people are. This is how some men could be. This is how some women could be. I'm not putting myself in this position. And it goes both ways. The both of them have lessons to learn from the situations that I went through. And hopefully, I could only say hopefully, I could only give them the information. We as parents, or as aunts, as grandmothers, as uncles, as fathers, we could only give these children the information and hope that they made the right choices. Because at the end of the day, they're still going to have to make choices. What am I going to do now if my daughter comes next 4 years and tell me a guy does her the same thing? Now I could be a little harder on her because I shared this information with you already. Why would you put yourself in the same position that you didn't need to? I learned that lesson for you. Why you go back there? Why would you want to experience that for yourself when I experienced it for you and I told you and I showed you what it was like? So that's all it is. We take these things as learning experiences. Yes, it is funny as fuck. And I could laugh at it now. I could laugh till I cry because how you could rub me and I say thank you. But then again, I had my revenge. And I'm okay with that. Anyway, I hope you have a blessed day. And I'll see you soon in a cooking video next time, all you. I love all you. Bye.